attraction of Friday night footy. Hey guys, how you going? So down BK Sport, we are live as the Redcliffe Dolphins. The Giga will be taking on the St. George Illawarra Dragons here at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, the home of the Brisbane Dolphins or the Redcliffe Broncos. Not too sure. But this is at Suncorp Stadium. This game now, guys, we're going to run through these two team lineups before the game does start. Obviously, we just finished up watching as the Storm absolutely slapped down on the Cowboys. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. Let's get into it. So the Dolphins, they come to this game from 10th position. The Dragons come to this game from 8th position. And like I said, this is in Brisbane at Suncorp Stadium. Whoever wins this game actually will go into the 8 for the time being. They will go above the Cowboys after their loss just then. And also above Manly, who lost last night. Now, for the Dolphins, Hamiso Tapuafido, Jeremy Marshall-King, and Max Plath all come in, with the outs being Max Fine, Ray Stone and Sean O'Sullivan. The fullback is the hammer, Hamiso Tapuafido, with the wingers Jermaine Isako and Jack Bostock, centres of Jake Avarillo and Herbie Farnworth. The 5'8 is Cody Nikarima, with the halfback Isai Katoa. Front row forwards are Francis Molo and Felice Kafusi, who is also the captain. Number 9 is Jeremy Marshall-King. Back row of Kulakefu, Funafuiaki and Oren Keeley, with the 13 being Kurt Donahue, who shifts from that 9 to the lock, considering Marshall-King is now back into the roster. Interchange of Kennelly Lemielu, Mark Nichols, Josh Kerr and Max Plath. 18th man replacement is Harrison Graham, with the coach being Christian Wolf. This Dolphins team has been well and truly up and down so far this season. Started off the season with 0-4 start. Rocket up a little bit, are still down there in 11th position, but their points differential is so good that it actually keeps them amongst the top dogs, right? They haven't been, they're still on a losing season. They're 5 wins, 7 losses, but their plus 42 is actually really, really good considering with their placement on the table. So that will help them when it comes to the ladder, and we'll get into the ladder in just a few seconds. But let's go through this Dragons team first. The ins here, Christian Tuipulotu, Emre Gula, and Raymond Fatala Mariner, with the outs being Hamo Sele, Jaden Sewer, and Tyrell Sloan. The fullback is Captain Clint Gutherson, with the wingers being Nathan Lawson and Christian Tuipulotu. Centers are Moses Sully and Valentine Holmes, with the 5'8 being Lycan King Tagia and halfback Kyle Flanagan. You got the front row forwards of David Clemmer and Blake Lowry. The number 9 is Damien Cook. Still don't know why Little's not starting, but sure. Back row, Toby Couchman and Raymond Fatala Mariner. And the 13 is Hamish Stewart. Interchange, Jack DeBellin, Luchan Leilua, Jacob Little, and Loko Pacifici Tonga, with the 18th man replacement being Emre Gula, and the coach is Shane Flanagan. Who am I going to tip in this game? I don't know. I will probably actually lean with the Dolphins. I think there's a bit more excitement for me about their 1 through 5, even though I do love Gutho, what he's doing at the Dragons. Val Holmes hasn't exactly been stellar for the Dragons, and didn't have a great game last week, especially considering he needed it after a pretty poor Origin appearance. But overall, the 1 through 5 isn't awful for the Dragons. I just think that 1 through 5 of the Dolphins should be absolutely crushing it here. They are at home. I would lean more towards the Katoa and Nicarima than I would Carl Flanagan and Lycan King Tagia, even though I don't think it's as awful as it suggests. They are in 8th position, where I did predict the Dragons to be at the end of this season when I was talking about preseason. But I don't know. I fancy the Dolphins here today. I fancy them to win. Could easily be wrong. It's a bit of a toss of a coin because both teams are inconsistent. But I just like the talent and the roster that the Dolphins have a little bit more than the Dragons currently. Now, in regards to the ladder, I will go through the Dragons first. The Dragons are on 14 points, which is equal with Manly, the Roosters, the Rabbitohs, and not the Dolphins just yet, but the Rabbitohs, the Roosters, and Manly. If they've got a plus 3, which is the second best points differential. They're Manly on plus 42. They're on plus 3. The Roosters minus 22, and the Rabbitohs minus 58. If the Dragons win this game, they would go above Manly, who have already played and lost to the Knights, and above the Cowboys, who have already played and lost to the Storm. And they would actually go equal with the Sharks, who are in 5th position. They play the Warriors tomorrow. But the Sharks do have a plus 44 points differential, so they're not worried about that whatsoever. They'll be staying there in 5th this weekend. The Sharks, nothing can change that around considering the results that have happened, so they're not worried whatsoever. So yeah, look, the Dragons, the highest they can go into is 6th, but that will be where they go because nobody else can jump above them unless the Rabbitohs won by literally about 100, which is just simply not happening. So if they win, they will finish off the weekend in 6th. If they lose, they will go below the Dolphins, who are on plus 42, so go down to 9th. They would have to lose by about 24, 26 points to go below the Roosters, who've had their bye, who are on minus 22, and they would have to lose by probably about 20 to 26, and the Rabbitohs beat the Raiders by about the same margin for them to go below the Rabbitohs. But realistically, if they lose this game, they're probably just going to finish off in 9th. And just if they get absolutely whooped, then they'll go to 10th. But I don't necessarily see that happening. Can see a world, but I will say that I have the Dolphins winning, maybe not so much by 24 points, though. So, yeah, they can drop into 10th, probably finish off in 9th, but if they win, they will be guaranteed 6th. Dolphins, on the other hand, they will, if they win this game, they will go from 12 points, which is equal with the Broncos, the Tigers, and the Knights. They'll go from 12 points up into 7th position because they've got a plus 42, which is the best points differential out of all the teams that would be on 14. However, it's actually the exact same as Manly, but if they were to win this game, then they would be at very minimum plus 43. So regardless, a win here for the Dolphins will jump them all the way up from 11th into 7th position because Manly on plus 42, Dragons plus 3, but then assuming they lose, would go further down. Roosters minus 22 and Rabbitohs minus 58. So they win this game, they're up into the 8. They can't get as high as the Cowboys because that Cowboys draw, so they would still be below them in 7th. So the Cowboys are actually going for the Dolphins in this game because it would keep the Cows up there in the top 6. But if they win, yes, they would go into 7th position. If they lose this game, however, the Broncos, the Tigers, and the Knights are on the same amount of points. Knights have already played. They obviously played yesterday and beat Manly, so don't worry about them. Tigers and Broncos, if they win their respective games against the Panthers and the Titans, they would go above them and they could go as low as 13th. But the Panthers play the Tigers, so one of those two teams would go above them. One of those two teams would go above them. By the way, I just realised the game has actually just started, so I was just looking at the ladder. I was just focusing on the ladder. And the Dragons have the ball here at the 35 on first tackle. Guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I just completely kept going on the ladder. Point of matter is, there's quite a lot of changing that can happen from this game. But alright, let's get into the chat, and hopefully this is a good game. Dion says, Dragons need a big win. Not necessarily. I wouldn't be targeting this game as a big points differential changer. I wouldn't say this is a big points differential changer away to the Dolphins when they've got a few of their players back in. So I would just say just hope for a win. But it's another penalty here to the Dragons early. Another penalty to the Dragons here early. They've had 2 penalties already in the first 2 minutes of this game. So thank you, Jake, for the first time ever reminding me about the scoreboard. But Dragons are going to get an attacking opportunity within the first few moments. Wow, that is a huge hit there from Felix Kaufusi. Huge hit. Why did Dolphins put Katoa number 6? Katoa is number 7. What do you mean? Am I missing something here? Because it says here on the team list that Katoa is number 7, not number 6. Are they going to go for the 2? Why? That's interesting. Why would you be going for the 2 here? I don't know why you'd be going for the 2 here. Nate Chase's big team will miss Sloaney on the wing tonight. Yep. So Kaufusi, I think they've put him on report here. I think he'll be fine for it, but it's not really a surprise in regards to Felix Kaufusi. I don't really understand why they would be going for the 2 in this situation. This early in the game, like, sure, maybe it could be an extremely close one and it's relevant down the track, but I probably would have gone for the early try considering they got 2 penalties, put themselves in an attacking position 10, 15 metres out and just pump the line, and I would have tested the luck. Especially when it's this far out too. Like, this isn't exactly a guarantee. Nate says, put us 2 in front, Olivia. Thank you, Nath. Thank you, Nath. And Val Holmes will get the kick. He will get the kick. Just brushes inside that right-hand post. And 2-0 to the Dragons. 2-0. 3 minutes in. Do you agree with that, Nath, as a Dragons fan? Someone likes seeing their name in the chat. Yeah. And there we go. There we go, Joe. Someone does. So 3 minutes in. Please be a good game, though. Please. Like, the last game was a slogfest. Yesterday was a fantastic game. And what did I say? Remember when I said that the games that seem like the best games don't necessarily be the best games, and the games that look like the worst games end up being great? Well, last night proved that point. No one thought that would be a good game, and it ended up being an absolute bolter. Last game was meant to be a good game between the Storm and the Cowboys, and it ended up being a dribbler. Slapper says, there's only 78 minutes left. Good call on the 2. Very good call on the 2, Slapper. Just without the good part, but it was a call. At the end of the day, we can't argue with the fact that it was a decision and a call that was made. Just very dependent on the good or the bad. Not too sure. Dragons now out to the left-hand side. Val Holmes crunching the tackle at the 25. Is that Val Holmes? Yeah, it is Val Holmes. Jermaine Sarko with a good tackle. And, Kafusi's coming in with some big hits early, man. He wants a scalp. Felice Kafusi definitely wants a scalp early doors. Wow, he's already on report for one hit. And now at the 40, I'm a fan of it. You're a fan of going up 2 in the first 2 minutes, are you? When you would have had an attacking opportunity 20 minutes out. It's basically saying that you don't have a great deal of attack to break through the Dolphins. And when you look at the ladder, the Dolphins have given up 252 points, which is worse than the Knights. To be fair, it's actually not that awful. It's better than it's worse than the Dragons by about 7. These two defenses, both these teams are very similar, but the Dolphins actually can score more points. So the Dragons have given up 245 points. The Dolphins have given up 252 points, now 254, but very close in regards to those. With that being said, actually, Dragons ultimately have a worse defense because they've played 11 games. The Dolphins have played 12. So there's only a 7 points difference in regards to the amount of points given up between the two and the Dolphins. So as long as the Dragons concede 7 points in whatever game that make-up game is, they would have a worse defense, but it's very similar. It's just the attack that's different. Dragons 248 and the Dolphins are 294, and that's with one extra game. So maybe it's not too drastically different. Nicarima, though, 25 metres out. Very similar teams in a lot of ways, actually. Better than no points. We'll ask you the same question in 74 minutes' time, 76 minutes' time. Farnworth on fit tackle. What are they doing? Why are the Dolphins just running that then? I don't understand why they're running that. Hold on, I'm just looking at something here on the phone. Best Sport just messaged me again saying, "Do you miss Amy Park?" I don't understand. I don't understand the joke here. I don't get the reference. So second tackle, now third, and the Dragons get this ball to the 30. I'm getting a feeling it's going to be a bit of a slow one. I'm getting a feeling, but the Dragons taking out the 40 on fourth tackle. Either way, though, if the Dragons win and I'm proven wrong in regards to my tip, it's better in regards to my preseason prediction for these two teams. So Dragons at the halfway point. Flanagan kicks his ball down into the corner where it should be an easy grab for Jack Bostock. And he'll bring it out to the 15 and to the 20. Actually, how many tries has Bostock scored this season? Has he scored a lot? And penalty coming up for the Dolphins. Penalty for the Dolphins. I don't know why. I've just hit a wall. I didn't get the coffee. That's why. I didn't go and get the coffee. To be fair, it's 5 o'clock. It's 10 past 5. So if I get a coffee now, I'll be awake all night. And we've got a big day tomorrow. Sharks, Warriors, and Titans, Broncos. This is a scary day. It's a terrifying day. It's a day that I don't know if I'll survive. I may not be surviving by the end of Saturday footy. That is a rough one. So Farnworth off to Nicarima, then to Felice Kafusi, and Kafusi is going to be at the halfway point. Grab a coffee, you won't miss much. Maybe I'll wait until I'll wait into halftime, and then halftime I'll run down. I might even just get a Coke Zero actually. I won't get a coffee. I might just get a Coke Zero. They'll wake me up, son. They'll fire me up. Bit of Coke Zero. Bit of how you going. Third tackle, 4 tries in 10 games. So yeah, not as prolific as he has been. Well, last year he had a really good year last year. Hamiso gives it now to Finifubiaki, who'll be at the 30 on 4th tackle. Okay, if the Dolphins score here, then I don't know about that 2 points, Nath. Out to Isaiah. Katoa taking out of the 10 on 5th tackle. Hamiso, what's falling up underneath? The answer is not the Broncos, Skidder. And Dragons will grab that ball at the 5. Grab a real Coke, full strength, live large. No, thank you, Jay. I'm on a journey to a 17-pack. Not 6-pack, not 8-pack. That's real light stuff. Oh, he's lost the ball there. He has lost the ball. Yeah, he's lost the ball. They may challenge this, but Val Holmes, he is not in good form, dude. Val Holmes is really not in good form. Jared says, hopefully some better spelling this stream. Hey, we always live in hope. We live and pray. It doesn't usually come to fruition, though, so we'll see how it goes. I'm living the keg journey. It's a great journey, the old keg journey. Considering that Kafusi has put his hands up there, I'm pretty certain this should have probably been a strip. But it's a 17-pack. Exactly right, mate. Forget the 6 and 8-pack. Get a 17-pack going. Jeez, Valentine, stop whinging and play the ball. I actually think that ultimately it probably should have been a strip on the basis that how did Kaufusi know that ball had come out if he wasn't grabbing the ball? I'm just throwing it out there because he puts his hands up like this. And that was before the ball actually completely hit the ground. So he knew something was up. Isaiah Katoa out the back here. He comes in. Defends. 5 metres out. First tackle. 30 minutes to go the first half. 10 minutes gone. 30 minutes to go. Hit that like button and subscribe. And Nikorima will run it to about 1 metre out now. They give it to... I don't even know that. Oh, Kurt Donahue. I was like, who is that? Third tackle now. 2 minutes away from the line for the Dolphins. Their first real attacking opportunity here of the game. Out to Marshall King, to Isaiah Katoa, to Hamiso. Hamiso off to Avarillo. And Avarillo 4 metres out. This is really weird, strange attack here for the Dolphins. Nothing too electric. Hamiso then to Isaiah Katoa. Katoa to Kurt Donahue. Marshall King. Nikorima floats all the way across. Happy Farnworth. Happy Farnworth. Try time for the Dolphins. And how's that 2 points looking for you, Nathan? The Dragons 4-2 to the Dolphins with a kick to come. Farnworth just puts the absolute afterburners on. Geez, he looks a little bit rough at the moment. Looks a little bit rough, but he will score to make it 4-2. 4-2. A bit too easy there for Herbie Farnworth. A bit too easy. I got tickets to the Pineapple Express. Well, you got to go see a dog first, mate. You got to go see a dog. Unfortunately, Nath, not too shabby. Still 2 points we didn't have, buddy. Listen, Nate, that's a good point. You do have 2 points more than you would have had, but you could have had 6 more points, and you could have set a precedent. Could have set a foundation. You know, like set a foundation, like building blocks. You know, not like saying, considering that we have a big question mark on our halves right now, you know, a little bit of here, a little bit there, bit of halfback, bit of 5'8", we don't know what we're doing, because we went to the season with Ilias and Flanagan. Now we've got Flanagan and King Tagia, a rookie and a guy that is still question mark on whether he should be in the competition, but his dad is the coach, so he's kind of like there, and like, you know, like question marks around the attack, which, mind you, the Dragons have 248 points scored, which is currently the worst team in the top 8 for points scored, and then also still one of the worst attacking teams in the competition, kind of around the amount of points that Titans have scored. Would have thought that there might have been a suggestion of maybe trying to prove the doubters wrong, because I remember when Flanagan seemed to come out and say that everyone was wrong and to, you know, stop sending hate towards the halves because, you know, they're not as bad and they're underrated. I remember when that happened. Wasn't that about 4 or 5 weeks ago? Flanagan came out and said that him and Ilias were all right. Oh, damn. Wow, that's actually... Oh, it hit the post. Wasn't it Carl Flanagan came out about 4 or 5 weeks ago saying that their halves pairing was underrated before Ilias got dropped in the next couple of weeks, and the Dragons have scored about a bottom 5 in regards to points scored? Isn't that what happened? All those stats just prove why we should have took the 2. Well, I disagree. I think it proves that you should have gone for the try on the basis that you need to score points. Not just do. But hey, at least it's only a 2-point game now because he missed a kick. Good Media, thank you very much for the $1 donation. Yeah, he definitely hooked that kick, but it does hit the post and he does miss it. That's why you don't take the 2. That is exactly why you don't take the 2, Olivia. That's why you don't take the 2. Don't know what that was. The attention seeking is wild. Well, it's better than you getting circle jerked like yesterday. Pay to seek. Third tackle for the Dolphins at the 30. And it's Isaiah Katoa to Hamiso. Hamiso, quick flick on. And Jermaine Sarko's away at the 40, the 45, the 50, the 55. 45 on the Dragon side of the field. Thank you, Skidder, for the $3 donation. Lorenzo says, hi, mate. Where do you reckon Hammer should play at Origin level? Centre, wing, fullback? Not fullback. I think that centre is the place for him to go. They just need to pass him the ball there because they didn't pass him the ball in Origin 1 there. Bostock flicks all the way across the other side of the field. And there was nothing really on play there, though. Meant to send the $2. There you go. Appreciate you, man. So, yeah, I would still say centre, mate. I'd still say centre. Dolphins go up for it. Knock on from the Dragons. 6 again coming up. 6 again. There'll be 0 tackle now for the Dolphins. 5 meters away from the line. This 2 points is starting to get worrying, Nate. Starting to get worrying. No foundation, no building blocks were developed. There was no cement used. No cement foundation. Just really shabby pirate ship planks at this point. First tackle here, 3 meters out. They give it to Kurt Donahue. Back to Wisakatoa. Nicarima flicks it off to Herbie Farnworth. They're passing the ball a lot, the Dolphins. I'll give them that. They're passing it around a lot. It's not really going anywhere, but they are passing around a lot. 8 meters out. Marshall King. It's a Sakatoa, Felice Kafusi. Third tackle now, 4 meters out. Brent says we're bored. Well, Brent, we're trying our best. You know, we're trying to survive here. It's Sakatoa, Hamiso, Jermaine Sarko. Try time. I'm pretty certain. Maybe knock on, but I'm pretty certain he scores. I'm pretty certain he scores here. So it's going to be 8-2 here with the kick to come. And it is still 2 points more for the Dragons than they would have had if they didn't go for the 2. I'm pretty certain he gets this down. It's a nice try from Misako if he does get it down. And this isn't exactly looking like it's going to be extremely close. It just gets around Tuipulotu. Yeah, I'm pretty certain he gets that. He doesn't go out. It was just maybe if it bounced. Isako. Yes, just. Jeez, it was close, but he does get it. When one paints a target on their back and then complain, why me? Tough kicky, though. Tough kick. Man, I'm so tired right now. I'm so tired. I need to go get that Coke Zero. The footy is on. Shush. I'm happy to shush right now, to be fair. I'm happy to have a sleep stream. I don't know. Does it touch the line? No, it was try confirmed, Brenton. It was try confirmed. It was sweet. It was fine. 2 points for the Dragons coming in clutch. For all we know, it could come in clutch later on. It could come in clutch. To be fair, I reckon I could leave and get a Coke Zero, and I probably actually genuinely wouldn't miss much. Dun, dun, dun. I can see why you hate us now. Who hates who? Oh, I get ya. Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. I understand what you are referring to. So 25 minutes to go, the first half. Jermaine Sarko from the sideline. Come on, Dragons. Where's your 2010 spirit? Fire up. They're still trying to fire it up here. They are still trying to fire it up. All right, so Jermaine Sarko will again hook it, but it will hit the post and go in. So he hit the post the first one and missed. He'll hit the post this time and it will still go in. I'll give it 5 minutes and then I'll run down. Maybe the next try that it gets scored, I'll rush on down. Skidder will commentate. Big commentator, Skidder. Skidder, do you know Capish? Alex says, we all love sleep streams. Sleep streams is where this is what's made the channel successful. The old sleep streams. Brenton, what do you mean by shitbox? Wait, what? When did Brenton say shitbox? What? Oh, he's talking about the car. It's a mixture of Capish and for us. Jeez, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare comparison. Second tackle here at the 20. And Marshall King will go out to the right to Felice Kafusi. Dolphins all over it right now. Back to Marshall King, who goes out to the right to Fini Fiuyaki. And he'll get this ball now to the 44 and 4 tackle. Oh, you might not have, Olivia, but there were some fun times, mate. Very, very fun times. You know, if you are, people who are real OGs of this channel will remember, who's the original Broncos dickhead? I can't remember his name. He ended up being an absolute loser, started being racist towards Fiji and everything because he couldn't hack it. What was his name? Is that not one of his fake accounts there, Jay? I know you remember who I'm talking about. I can't remember his name, though. I can't remember the bloke's name. He was like the original idiot on these streams. Thide? No, this wasn't an actual player. I'm talking about, there was someone in the chat. He was like public enemy #1 for ages, and he was like fine. It was all banter, and then he started being racist to Fiji, and I was like, see you later. Golden Anime Mitchell, that's the one. that's the ultimate idiot of all time. He's the ultimate moron. So first tackle now for the Dolphins at the 33. Golden Anime. And penalty to the Dolphins here, and Bostock gives Blake Laurie a good lip. He ripped into him. So Dolphins are going to get another attacking opportunity now. Scary, scary times. Please don't be a blowout, Dragons. For the love of air, please just get into the game. Get into the game. Is Golden Anime still kicking, Jay? You'd know. He'd be on, like, Tyler's streams or someone else's streams. Is that Golden Anime bloke still kicking? Jeez, could you... Oh, like, he was actually... That's why he got so upset. That was the wooden spoon year for the Bronx. That's right. Have you seen the purple hats yet? Yeah, no, we've seen them, definitely. Yeah, no, we've definitely seen them. I'm barely even focusing on this game right now, let alone the crowd. Isaiah Katoa off to Kurt Donahue. He's 25 metres away, third tackle. He still floats about using different alts. I'm pretty certain one of them was just here. I feel like that actually is him, the one up top. You know which one I'm referring to. Herbie Farnworth, which was why it's quite funny that I brought it up. Herbie Farnworth out to the right. Finifi Wiyagi. 4 metres out, fit tackle. Middle says David Clemmer won't let this game blow out. Very big potentially does. And play that there. I think he might be offside. Ref didn't call it. Casey says, dang, favourites winning tonight. Guess they're favourites for a reason. Well, I did tip the Storm and I did tip the Dolphins, but I did tip the Manly, which was a disappointment. And penalty to the Dragons. There's just no rhythm about this. 20 minutes in. Thumbs up, subscribe. Just waiting for a try, and then I'm going to run away. I'm going to run away from this game and get a Coke Zero. Tomorrow, the big games, to be fair. This is awkward. This is a very awkward part of the table. Like, the Dragons are in 8th, but very just. And the Dolphins are in 11th, but also very just. Because if they win, they can skyrocket because of their points differential. Coke Zero and a Ban Mai. Sawadee crap. Third tackle now for the Dragons at the 45. Yeah, no surprises so far today. Out to King Tagia, short ball. Dragons are away. Gutho kicks the ball. But that's a great kick from Gutho. Wow. Oh, yeah, scored King Tagia. King Tagia will score. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. What's he calling here? Adam G is saying no try. No try. Check when he rolls. If he then loses possession into maybe Hamiso. Okay. That says Ban Mai, not Ban Mai. No, it's Ban Mai. Ban Mai. So he said that he's knocked this ball on, maybe. As Hamiso, if Hamiso stops this, it's a fantastic try saver. Okay, the ball's still here, ball's still there, and I think this may be a knock on. This is close. And he will. I think that's a lost ball. It's close though. Yeah, they're going to say no try. It is a knock on. It is a knock on here from the Dragons, so it's going to be a Dolphins ball at the 20. Bailey, why are you correcting everyone today? Are you a Sam Alter account? No, he's a Ban Mai. Just teaching people how to write. I thought he was correcting me, Jay. I didn't realise he was correcting you. I thought he was correcting you. I thought he was trying to correct me. Santa says no try. There's a slight bubble. Adam G called it a no try. I think there was enough evidence there to kind of go with the on-field ref, but it was close. It's kind of shit house, but it's close. Tuipulotu will come off the field here. He'll go up the tunnel as well. Second tackle now for the Dolphins, and they'll be at the 50. Did you bet on the Dragons, did you, Sunday? What's the chat today? Olivia Bumby. I think it's because these two games today aren't looking like they're the most stellar, so people have just lost their minds because they know they still have to watch rugby league, but they don't necessarily want to watch rugby league. Hamisa at the 25, now at the 24 tackle. He was correcting me. Yeah, no, he was correcting you originally, but I originally thought he was correcting me. Katoa, fit tackle. No, he gets the offload away on 4 tackle. Hamiso, Cody Nicarima. That is a try. I'm getting a Coke Zero. This game's going to be shit. Stay in the chat. Keep talking about Bumby. I'll be back in about 5 minutes' time. I'm going to run down and I'm going to grab a Coke Zero because the Dragons are getting slappamoondosed. Slappamoondosed. Time him out. Time Slapper out right now. Time him out. We'll see you in a bit, Slapper. You know what you've done. You know what you've done, you muppet. Bunmai. Bunmai. Is there any points scored? No. Same score. Exact same score. Right, so 16-2 with 13.5 minutes to go the first half. Bunmai. Jared says, you got to have faith. I should know I'm a Waz fan. We have a lot of songs about faith for some reason. Well, as a Titans fan, I don't really have much faith, to be fair. But shout out Aaron Clark. Get around the airs. Second tackle now for the Dragons at the 40. Out to Jake Bellin, then to King Tungia. And they'll be taken down here at the 28 on third tackle. Got my co-hero, Bunmai. Out to the right. Fourth tackle. Did anything happen when I was gone? Anything? Our clock has stopped, has it? Dragons 5 meters away. Fifth tackle. Clock has stopped. All right. Refresh that bad boy. There you go. Clock's still going for you now, Jay. Still going. And nothing going on there, so it's going to be a drop out here from the Dolphins to the Dragons. Mr. Sportman must have fell down the stairs. No, so usually the elevator's really quick because there's not many people staying in this hotel. But I'm on the 6th floor, and I got there, and there's only one elevator working on that side. And I clicked it, and it was on level 2. No, so it was level 5, and then it went down to level 1 to drop somebody off, and then it went up to level 7 to pick somebody else up, and then he got off at level 6, and then it took ages for me to get down to the bottom floor, and the same thing. Oh, Dolphins went on Stroop at the 15. Well, they saying knock on. No, they're saying penalty to the Dragons. Don't worry. So basically, the elevator screwed you. It screwed you. It screwed you from an absolutely fantastic stream here. Exciting. Just unbelievable scenes. Really exciting. Yeah, tackle is complete. It's fine. It's fine. Joel says Dragons go. Well, they're not going anywhere at the moment, but at least they're in the attack in 20. But they've still got at least 2 points, more than 0. They've got 2 points more than 0. That 2-point option at the beginning of the game really has worked out well for them so far. Second tackle here, 4 meters out from the line. Jada Bellin. 6 penalties to the Dragons so far, 2 to the Dolphins. Out the back to King Tungia. And then he gives it off here to Gutherson. Gutherson, short ball, Suli. Good defense there. I thought he was through. I thought he was going to be through. Now, third tackle. At the 13, Flanagan, then to David Clemmer, Tigers legend, David Clemmer, 4th tackle now, 9 meters away. Jacob Little, off to Flanagan, short ball, knock on from the Dragons. It's a knock on from the Dragons. Jared, is it new or been with the club for what? What are we talking about? Fun fact, the guy who sung the Faith song for the Warriors back in the day, his son, I believe, plays for the Titans. Random fact of the day. What? The guy who sung the Faith song for the Warriors back in the day, his son, I believe, plays for the Titans. Who? What are you talking about? Yeah, they should have taken the 2, Mitchell. 16-4, back within 12, you know? That's the play. 10 minutes to go of this really exciting stream, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Nick Rima gives it up to Bostock and Bostock. 35 minutes out, fit tackle. And you gotta have faith. It's a great song. I'm going to do karaoke tomorrow night here in Thailand, and I'm going to sing it. Hamiso chasing it through! That's not Hamiso, but it's a try time for the Dolphins. It's Kennelly Lemielu. I just automatically assume it's Hamiso chasing it through, but you gotta have faith. Don't take the 2 at the start. Don't take the 2 at the start. El Dragons taking the 2. And now they're down by 20 points in the first half. Take the 2. Don't have that faith. It's a great song. Blaze a massive George Michael fan. Massive. Hopefully he's watching right now, George. Hopefully you're watching, George Michael. Get around you, George. Big George Michael fan. Give that man immortality already. Kennelly Lemielu. Cowboys legend. Scores the try for the Dolphins. Makes it 20-2 with a kick to come. And, well, Dragons not looking pretty right now. Not looking pretty at all here, actually. And also, this is bringing the Roosters back into play here. Chooksers. The almost 22. Dragons are +3. Well, now it's an 18-point game, so the Dragons, they're going to have faith that they don't drop below the Roosters right now. because that'd be -7 and then -15. So they're 7 points away from going below the Sydney Chooksters. Someone says, why don't I tip the Dragons? It is a fantastic question that I cannot answer you because I did not tip them. Jared says, Brett, it's a bit of a new thing. You're going to tell us who this guy is. You said the guy's son plays for the Titans. Who? Kennelly scored so many tries. Yeah, well, I was just assuming that was Hamisa running through because usually it is Hamisa, the one running through for that grab. But it was Lemielu. Is Sarko here? Can he bring it to a 20-point game? Yes, he can. But, to be fair, it would have been a 22-point game. Now it's only a 20-point game. So that 2 points in the first 3 minutes is coming in very handy. Very, very handy for the Dragons right now. A 2-point play. Really impressive stuff. It was good to see Gutho jump for that ball, though, just without the jump part, but he was waiting for it. Just unfortunately, he didn't realise that the opposition team is also waiting for it. And they were running for it, and they did actually jump for it. I got it wrong, Blaze. Lappy Mariner's son is Dean Mariner. Oh, Broncos. I got it wrong. Not so much of a fun fact anymore. My bad. Yeah, no, that wasn't fun to hear. But Dean Mariner is part Ratuman, I believe. So I'll still back him. You are all over the place, Jared, but we knew this already. So first tackle, and now second, and Lemielu, the try scorer, he'll get this ball to the 25 on second tackle. Well, Dragons fans, you just got to have faith. So this is what is set by the Dragons. It's a great set. They set up the Dolphins for a try. Nobody son of a Bronco would play for the Titans. I'm trying to think. If we've had any sons of Broncos play for the Titans. I wouldn't have a clue, to be fair. Out to the left. And now fit tackle at Z50, Max Plath. Well, Dolphins' points differential is actually pretty good. So this is massive for them because they're getting up towards, with a +42, they're actually at +60. Ah! Bostock has just slaughtered that man. He's just slaughtered him. Oh, no. Nathan Lawson just got rocked by Jack Bostock. This, funnily enough, the Dolphins will have a points differential close to the Raiders and the Bulldogs. The team in first and... Well, the Raiders win on Sunday second. But the team in first and third for the time being, their points differential is pretty much the same as the Dolphins right now. You're right, Brenton. And this is what Nathan was trying to tell me. At least the 2 points will look better than 0 at the end of the game. That is correct. Yeah, welcome to the NRL, Nathan Lawson. You just got rocked. Cleese breaks the code, my bad. Cleese breaks the code? Haas? Was there a son of a Bronco? Oh, they've lost the ball backwards, but Dolphins still get it at the 9. Cleese's... No. Cleese's dad didn't play for the... Did Cleese's dad play the NRL? Joel says, watching all the way from Papua New Guinea. Dragons will win or Dolphins. That's usually how it works when it's a 50-50 game. But I don't think the Dragons will be winning because they're down by 20 right now, Joel. Down by 20. Fourth tag for the Dolphins at the 45 with 6 minutes to go the first half. And this is great fast play, the ball speed here. Isai Katoa, he'll go out to the left and then take it out to the 42. Not as his son, but close enough, right? No, No, unfortunately, that's not how it works, Buster. Killer says, Jay Hayes, you're a flop. I promise you, Jay, we will find you. Jay, what have you done to piss this man off? What have you done? Who is Killer's MC? Who was Jay's last time out? Hold on. Who have you pissed off here, Jay? Who have you pissed off? The last person to get timed out was Slapper. I know it's not Slapper. Ramirez Avenger says, what's up, man? Thoughts on Hammer 2 try? Massive multi on $900 if he does. Well, $90 to BK Sport. So $810 for you. But I like it. I like it. It's a good shout. What did Jay do to you, Killers? What has he done? And that's dropped backwards here from the Dolphins. I don't think it was knocked on from the Dragons. And it will be a dropout coming up. Lane Boston says, Killers has the Alice Springs anger in him. No, it's going to be a Dragons knock on. Mace is big, tall from the Killer. Big tall from the Killer. Mate, I just want to know what Jay's done. So it's knock on him field of play. So it's actually Dolphins ball at 10. Did I bang his sister? Killers, come on, mate. Come on, you got to let us know. I'll chop you 50. Come on, Hamiso. Is that your last one? Like, is that the one you need? Is that it, all you need for your multi to win $900? It's a good shout. Dolphins are killing it. It's just unfortunately Hamiso hasn't scored yet. Good offload there from Bostock. Max Plath gives it to Marky Nichols. And third tackle, he'll be at the 40 on the Dragons side of the field. Does J.O. killer money or something? What's the law? No, J.O. is me money. J.O. is me massive money. Massive. And out to the right-hand side, I think last I checked, Jay owes me like, he sent me 100 for Thailand Ladyboy Fund. I think he owes me like 4 or 5 on it now. Now, Killers has got him. Killers, are you from Wales? He says, promise you, Jay, have your address ready. Killers, you know I'm here. Hello, I'm here. What has Jay done to you exactly? What has he done? Have your address ready. Get him. Hey, this is at least a bit of entertainment during this game, so I'm all for it. I'm all for it, man. I'm just trying to create a therapy session here. I just want to know what's happened. What has Mr. Hayes done? Yeah, he makes me pay for his... You're a sick man, Jay. You're a sick, sick man. 4 tackle now for the Dragons at the 30. We need something to drag us through here. We do, actually. You're right. I was trying to figure out what you're referring to. Now I get it. I'm at my address. It's ready. So, 5th tackle now at the 50. You know what? Just for a bit of fun, just drop the address in the chat. We'll see who turns up. So, the Dolphins will get this ball to the 20 and then to the 25. Jack Bostock. First tackle, Nicarima. He'll go out to the left-hand side. Herbie Farnworth. Farnworth might break through here. Good last-ditch tackle from Lawson. Otherwise, Farnworth probably was going to get the try. Jay's address is actually in Mandarin. Good offload there. Wow. Out to Max Plath, who is at the 50, then to the 40. Out to the right to Mark Nichols. Killers, what are you doing? What's happening here? What are we doing? Cody Nicarima, short ball. Dolphins, 10 meters out, 5th tackle. All right, hammer try, and then live to someone pulling up to hammer try, and then live to someone pulling up an old mate's house. Dolphins will score. Jack Bostoggers, 26-2 with the hit to come. And Roosters fans, you should be cheering because you, if the Dolphins get this conversion, will be above the Dragons points differential wise. You will go above the Dragons. So Jack Bostock will go up. He will get a specky, and he will score a try. And this game is looking rough for the Dragons. Let's all sing Kumbaya together and not go to each other's addresses with anger. It's always a good start. You know, we do like to sing Kumbaya, hold each other's hands. And Rocky Sports with the try-time, bing, bum, boom, mana, bish. Hey, they've got Superman being played in the background right now. Killers, why are you ignoring me? Why are you ignoring me right now? Why are you coming for everyone in the chat's address? Nate Jays, I'm still in favour of the 2. I love it, Nath. I love it. Maintain that faith. You got to have faith, right? You got to have faith. So 24-point game right now, kick to come. But it could have been a 26-point game with a kick to come. Bostock, most tries for the Dolphins, he's at 21 now. Considering last year was his first year, it's pretty good. Needs a maybe that's why, Brent. Maybe that is why. That is a really great take there from Bostock, though. Gets up and at him. Gets it massively up and at him. All right, Isako, Roosters fans, you want this kit to go through. Then again, considering the scoreline right now, I don't think it's going to matter too much. I've got a friend who speaks in, like, you know, the... Oh, that's a good... Oh, yes, he will get it. So, 28-2 here to the Dolphins with 36 seconds to go. I've got a friend of mine here in Thailand who speaks in, like, the... What's it called? You know, when it's, like, 8 o'clock is... What is it? 8 o'clock is 22... No, 8 o'clock is 2000. You know, like, when it's... I don't know how you say this time. How do you say the time? It's like 800 o'clock. That doesn't even make sense. Now, 800 o'clock would be what, 6? No, shit, I'm all over. 24-hour clock. Yeah, exactly right. My brain's gone. I'm still just trying to figure out why Killers doesn't like JAs and apparently Brocky as well now. Jay has his book out trying to figure out who it is. I think we all are. So Dolphins with the ball hit the 15, 24 seconds left. You'd make a shit soldier. I would. I would. I've only got 4 more years to get out of the age of, 18 to 35? Conscription? I've only got 4 more years to wait. No wars in 4 years, please. No wars in 4 years. Dickie says the Dragons are turning on second half. Well, you'd hope so. You'd definitely hope so. So Max Plath will run it out for the first half, and the score is 28-2 at half time. Deary me. 28-2 at half time. Dolphins well and truly in front here. I do not see a comeback, but then again, I have seen a similar score to this and a game that involved the Dolphins that included a similar comeback. Might have been the opposite way around though. But guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, and let's see if the second half can be better for the Dragons. Let's go through some of these stats here. I don't think the Dragons fans are going to want to go through some of these stats, but we're going to do it anyway. So, try scored so far: Herbie Farnworth, Jermaine Sarko, Cody Nikorima, Canelli, Lemielu, and Jack Bostock. So 5 different try scorers for the Dolphins. Damn, that's getting rough here for the Dragons. Possession-wise, 59% to the Dragons, 59% to the Dolphins, 41% to the Dragons. Time of possession is an extra 5 minutes, basically, for the Dolphins. That tells you a lot. But the completion rate for both teams is actually really good. 18 from 19 for the Dolphins, which is 94%. And 88% for the Dragons at 15 from 17. Just going to jump in here, Killers. Do you realise that when we're talking about dogs and Jay, that it's not actually dogs that we refer to? You know that when we say about like Jay going to see a dog, you know we're not talking about dogs, right? But completion rate is 94% of the Dolphins and 88% of the Dragons. So that's very good for the both. All runs, 113 for the Dolphins, 65 for the Dragons. They're basically doubling it here. Redcliffe with 1,094 metres made, 532 to the Dragons. So 1,108. They are literally over doubling it. They're over double run meters for the Dolphins, and they're not. Well, it's close enough to double the amount of runs, to be fair. Dragons just getting absolutely run through here. 328 post-contact at 203 isn't actually that bad. I think the Dragons aren't doing too bad post-contact-wise, comparison-wise. And then line breaks is 3-1 to the Dolphins. Tackle breaks is 16-9 to the Dolphins. Average set distance is insane, bro. Average set distance is insane. 31.32 for the Dragons, which is abysmal. 58.33 average set distance for the Dolphins. Dragons are getting run through. 58.33 is probably the best average set distance I've seen so far this season. That's incredible. Average play to the ball speed, 3.37 for the Dragons, pretty basic. 3.28 is getting onto the speedier side there for the Dolphins. Offloads is 5-2 Dolphins way. Force dropouts 1-0 Dragons way. Both at 67% kick defusal wise. Defensive effective tackle percentage, Dragons aren't even doing too bad with it. 199 tackles made, 16 missed tackles, and 11 ineffective for 88.05. It's just on the flat out, basic. And it's just straight up, that's just the basic. And then the Dolphins are at 91.89%. With 136 tackles made, 9 missed tackles, and 3 ineffective, which is pretty decent. That's really good. 91.89%. Dolphins do them. But the Dragons' defense isn't actually that bad considering the stats there of missed tackles and ineffective compared to tackles made. But obviously the scoreline is 28-2, so that speaks for itself. Negative play is 5-1 in favour of the Dragons. 6 penalties conceded against the Dolphins to 2 to the Dragons. So the Dolphins have been ill-disciplined and yet lead 28-2. And then ruck infringements is 1-0. To the Dragons. So, yeah, look, the stats definitely don't align with the Dragons there. 58.33 average set distance is insane for the Dolphins. That's per set. They've had 19 sets. They've completed 18 of them, and they're averaging 58.33 metres. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. But there we go. It is halftime, and the Dragons not looking too red hot and too pretty. Not looking too red hot and too pretty. Dragons poor game first half. Yes, Joel. Sorry, I just don't. I don't know what's happening here in this chat. At least, honestly, this game has been so dead that, at least there's something happening, At least there's something. Hunt says, I agree with Killers. Watch out, Jay. Blue Rocket says, put the Dragons on fraud watch, mate. They're definitely on their way to be there. Actually, no, they should really go into it now. But the issue is, though, that the Dragons weren't predicted to do too well this season. They're predicted to be around where they are. But like Manly, I predicted to be the top four, obviously, in fourth place. They've disappointed greatly. Sharks, I predicted to win the comp. They're in fifth place. They're definitely fraud alert kings right now. I just don't think the Dragons deserve a fraud alert because I don't think they were ever really in the picture for a big time team. That's why they're not there. But I understand the sentiment and what you're talking about. I'll knock on your back door. Oh man, I just let you guys go to this point. I'm gonna break here at halftime and just let the biffos happen in the chatty. Oh no, I spilt. This is what happened. Kill it. I blame you guys for this. I just spilt something. I gotta change my shirt. Oh, there you go. You guys actually can. I actually do need to change your shirt. I just spilled some Coke Zero on it because I'm laughing at the chat right now. This Telsh ad's killing me. Yep. No, I understand where you're coming from. All right, guys, give me a sec. I actually do need to change this shirt because you muppers are trying to fight each other, and I'm too busy laughing at this comment section. Give me one sec. All right, we're back. I'm more professional. He's just removing his comments. This El Telsh ad puts more fear in me than Kellner's, Breton says. Well, where did this even come from? I'm still trying to figure out where this even came from. It's entertainment nonetheless, though. Entertainment nonetheless. He come for me, but goes the whole bar. It's terrifying stuff here. Did Killers get hidden? No, he's still there. Because I can see his comments from before. What's RFA? Waller26 says Broncos win the league. Okay, Waller26. Well, it's going to be hard to win the league considering that I can't even put them on fraud alert right now because they're not even in the top 10. So it's going to be very difficult for the Broncos to win the league with that consideration. It's a very big consideration for you. I suggest you consider it. I suggest you consider it. Search it up, Den. Okay, what does RFA mean? What does RFA mean? What does RFA stand for? But it's also got medical. Royal Fleet Auxiliary. Okay, so you're English. Is this what it is? RFA is an abbreviation that can stand for 71 different meanings, such as Radio Free Asia. Maybe Killers is a radio man from Asia. Request for application or restricted free agent. Oh, he's a restricted free agent in the NFL. Maybe that's it. Maybe that is it there. Nate says, I wish Killers was from out my way. Bro, he says, Killer's the type of guy that asks his mum to take him around his ops house. I think I'm going to take a guess that it stands for, because as soon as I typed in what does RFA stand for, there is Royal Fleet Auxiliary, but there's also Radio Free Asia. So shout out to Radio Free Asia. Big shout out. I got radio frequency ablation. Yeah, nah, RFA 17. Okay, let's type this in. RFA 17. Is this like a rapper? Is this like a rapper? I don't know what's happening here, man. But at least it's entertaining during a dire game. Nate says, yo, ma, we got to pull up on this food. Jarafa Moni says, looks like some drill rap group. Is this like an English thing? Yeah, UK reaction. Oh, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. We're all over the shop. We're all over the shop here, man. We've lost control. We've lost control. But I'm okay losing control during this game. If it was a different game and there was more at play right now, then we would be bringing everything back in line. But I'll just let you guys fire it out for the time being. Yes, sir. RFA 17 is a Mount Druitt game connected to 1.4. Is this actually true? Oh, there you go. Because when I typed it into Google, nothing was coming up. It was like, it had like drill rap and stuff. RFA 17. First things first. Well, there you go. Nath. There you go, mate. You're on. Yeah, because I can't find anything on Google. It's not necessarily my kind of way at all. So I would have no idea, to be fair. I got bigger problems in in Thailand, to be fair. Casey says, "Oh, Dan was kind of hoping for a close game." Yeah, look, I thought so. Well, I hope so too. The Telstra ad's on right now, if that makes you feel any better. If that makes you feel a little bit better. But says, weird if you don't seek attention, though, right? Olivia's the goat, mate. Olivia's the ghost. Goes. Someone from 1.4 became a pastor, so maybe he wants to invite you to church to talk about faith. Hey, I love it. God bless. I love it. Olivia, want to buy me a new framer and finish in gun? Okay. Now we're starting to get random. I don't know what's happening now. I haven't had a clue what's happening for a while. I'm just going to have some of my herbal inhaler here and just let you guys run through. Jared nailed it. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I hope so. I'd love to come. I'd love to come to church. Actually, that's a good point. Is there churches in Thailand? No, is there a church in Thailand? I mean, like, is there one in Hua Hin? Hua Hin? Is there churches in Thailand? Is a crazy statement. Hua Hin churches. It's these bloody games tonight, Blaze. They've made us lose our minds. That is absolutely what happens. There's actually not that many here. There isn't that many at all. There's an Orthodox one close to me, though. But see, like, after all of this, Killers, and, like, I respect the grind. I respect the grind, bro. But after all of this, I need to know why you've had a problem with Jay. Where's the problem with... What has Jay done to you? What did Jay do? That's my question. I just want to know, because Jay's had some arch nemesis throughout his time here on BK Sport. He had an enemy from Wales. He was a big enemy of Jay Hayes from Wales. Who else has he had? He's had a few. Jay stole his dog. Yeah, maybe that is what happened. Jay's always telling us he's going to see a dog. Maybe he did steal his dog. Who's trying to kill Jay? Killers is trying to get Jay. He's trying to get him. He's trying to get him. No, totally random. Was just looking at them and scoffing at the price. Well, sounds like a bit of a you problem, not a we problem. Definitely not an Olivia problem. You problem, not an Olivia problem. His dog followed me. Well, you know, definitely no disrespect to RFA 17. I was actually just googling it to see what it is, but also Jay, you're gone, mate. You're done. You're done for, mate. And then there was also a comment from a man named Hunt before. Hunt just kind of went unseen. What did he say again? He said, yeah, I agree with Killers. Watch out, Jay. Didn't spell Killers right, though. He said it Killers, which isn't the correct spelling of this man's name. But unfortunately, Hunt's comment kind of went unnoticed. You've also got another hater amongst the chat here, Jay. Jared says, to be fair, trying to figure out what Jay did is more entertaining in this game. Absolutely is. It's 28-2 right now, man, at half time. Like, I'm not expecting... that's why I'm allowing this to happen. If this game was good, I would have moved this shit on ages ago. But there's literally nothing happening. The second half is about to start here. The Dragons are out in the field and the Dolphins are about to come out as well. If this game was actually close and good and we had a lot of subject matter to talk on, there is no way this would be happening. We would have just removed this shit and moved on. But this is just entertainment. Oh boy. Alright, so Dragons, you got a second half ahead of you right now. You got a second half ahead of you. Jace says, I bet Killers uses Bing. To be fair, with this computer I have, Bing is like the one that, like, if I just type something into the search bar, it'll come back with Bing. So I have to like type into Google. I have to say, please, I type Google just to be able to use Google, because Bing's not great. Not a big fan of Bing. Chandler Bing, love Chandler Bing, but Bing, not so much. But Bing is trying to use that AI stuff too. It's not as good as the Google one though. Please don't sue me, Bing. Chandler Bing would be happy to be sued by. Need to set Google up as your homepage. Yeah, but see, Jay, I'm an old man now. I'm 31 years old. I'm too old. Alright, so the Dolphins will start with the ball here at the 21st tackle of the second half. Hit that like button, subscribe. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got a big day. Sharks versus the Warriors. Big game there. And then I'm going to have to deal with, if you think this chat's bad right now, that Broncos-Titans game is, you know, please save us. Save us from that, because that is going to be a hard one to stream. Who would have thought the Thursday night game was game of the week so far? Well, I said this yesterday. When we were talking, I always say the games that you look at that look like they're going to be the best games of the weekend don't tend to be the best games of the weekend. And the games you look at being the worst, it's like, it's 50-50. And sometimes they can be the absolute bolters. And last night obviously was a bolter. Would you have said the same thing, though, if Manly did the same thing to the Knights? Hunt's back. Hunt is back. Is that Carmichael Hunt, or are you different to Carmichael? But he says, watch out, Jay, sleep with one eye open. That's not healthy to do that, actually. Sleeping one eye open is not healthy. But Dragons, you've started off in fine form here in the second half with a knock-on. So Herbie Farnworth out of the 30, the 25. One more try and we can start talking about a certain number that we haven't seen in a while. When was the last time we saw it? When was the last time we saw that number get hit? It was a while ago. So Dolphins now to the 20. 5 errors for the Dragons, 1 of the Dolphins. Probably would not have said that if Manly won. I probably would have, though. Would have been a good game regardless. Jake Havarillo, he'll be taking down 15 metres out, second tackle. Skidder won't be here for the Broncos game, he said earlier. Max Plath, short ball. And this, my friends, is a try time for the Dolphins. The 50 bomb is looking very likely right now. Kennelly Lemielu will score. Kennelly Lemielu will score, and it will be 32-2 with a kick to come. Last time we saw it, the game got... Okay. Well, Mitchell, to be fair, I didn't stream it. I didn't stream the game you're referring to. And it says, what? Well, you can talk about it now. You hit the Thrifty 30. The Thrifty 30 has been slap-a-mundo, so you can talk about the fitting of the bomb. See, I know the rules here, son. You know why? Because I created the rules. I'm the rule maker. That 2 points come in handy. Jay, I'm really feeling that without that 2 points, I think I would have called the game off with the Dragons. But that 2 points does keep it within 30 rather than 32. But there is a conversion to come. Yeah, still in favour of the 2, you bastards. Nate, listen, I agree with you, man. Like, this would have gone, right now, it's 30 points, which means that 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, it's only 5 converted tries. Now, listen, if they get the conversion, then it'll make it 32, and that's past the 5 converted tries portion. But at least that would be 32 rather than 34. So you could get 5 converted tries and a penalty to tie the game up at 34-34. But, hey, that 2 points has meant that you don't need to go for 2 penalties. Or 5 converted tries and an unconverted try. So there is that option, Nath. It does bring it back in play. And Isako will get the kick, so it will be 34-2 with 36 minutes to go here in the game. But like I said, that 2 points, it would have been 34-0. So that would have made it really hard. 5 converted tries and an unconverted try. But this is just 5 converted tries and a penalty. Brandon says 2 points better than 0. It is. Unfortunately, the Roosters don't really give a shit because the Dragons have just gone below the Roosters and also below the Dolphins. Actually, I've got to be honest with you, Dragons. 55 points between you and the Rabbitohs right now. Don't let it happen. And you're on your way, because right now it's 32. If the Dolphins can score 24 more points without the Dragons getting another penalty for the extra 2 points to make it 34-4, if the Dragons don't get another penalty and go for the 2, the Dolphins are just going to get 4 converted tries, and you actually go below the Rabbitohs too before the game is even played against the Raiders on Sunday. So it's looking pretty scary. Looking pretty scary right now. Just having an off week. We'll be back, mate. It's a great point. The Dragons, they're usually known for their on weeks. Definitely not known for being extremely inconsistent. Fit tackle now for the Dolphins of the 45. So last week, the Dragons, they played the Knights, and they won 20-6. Now, the Knights are a very good team, as Manly found out last night, so that's a good win for the Dragons last week. Very good win. And they did beat the Broncos, who are also playing some really unbelievable footy at the moment. Unfortunately, did lose to the Warriors, though, and the Tigers and the Roosters. But, like I said, that Knights win last week was spectacular. If you're a Dragons fan here, besides Nate J, you'd be hating the fact that if you're a new person to the channel, coming here to this game and you're a Dragons fan, you'd be like, why is he picking on us so much? It's because without it, we would have nothing to talk about except for Jay fighting Hunt and killers, and finding out about gangs in Western Sydney. So we need to make fun of something, otherwise I may fall asleep on this stream, and it's a high potential sleep stream. Like, sleep stream is well and truly on at this point. Aguero loves it. Maybe killers is Aguero. They left to hatch an assassination plan. I just hope the dogs that you always go and see, Jay, I hope they're alright. So 3rd tackle now for the Dolphins. They're going to get this ball to the 30 through Herbie Farnworth. Surely there's no world where a Fitty Bomb's not hit here. Surely. So Dolphins now at the 35. That goes to Grassy McGrath. Dally M points. It would be an Aguero thing to do. Well, Avarillo's away. Oh, gosh, Dragons. Hamiso! Try time! Who was the one who had that bet on? Who was the one who had the Hamiso bet on? Boom! Hamiso. Who was the one who had the Hamiso bet on? I've got to scroll back through all this bloody bullshit in the chat. I can't remember. Rainbow's Adventures. Hamiso, Tabuai Fiddle. Rainbow's Adventures, mate. The big old Hamiso slapped him down. Jake Avarillo with an easy breakthrough, and this is looking like it might be Fitty within the next 5 minutes. Trot time, bing bong, mudda bish. Hamiso scores. Bally says, does Hamiso get fullback or does Ponga stay fullback for Origin? Ponga stays fullback for Origin. You don't want to change the entire team around. Everyone, who do you bring in the centre to replace Hamiso if you push him to the fullback? You're just creating problems at that point. Someone needs to give Trademark a hug now. Tyson's a good bloke too. Tyson is a good dude. So it does suck to see this. AJ is not getting a centre, Buster. Especially considering he's a 5'8". Now, they're not going to AJ. Well, they had to catch the school bus. Right now, it looks like the Dragons are late to the school bus. They should bring in Horsburgh. Horsburgh to play centre. Well, that's an interesting decision. This game is making me feel a little better, Mitchell says. Well, it's not 64-0. The Dragons did get that 2 points. So, Nate, it's going to get a bit difficult for you now. So, Nate, I'll give you the wraparound, all right? So, it's 40-2 to the Dolphins with 32.5 minutes to go. So it's going to be a little bit difficult now. The 2 points is still beneficial, though. It is still beneficial because otherwise it would have been 40-0, and that's getting pretty crazy. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So 38-point difference right now. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. So you've got six converted tries to get. But if you did that, you'd still be down by 40 to 38. But the penalty is still in play. So I think if you get a penalty within 40, I reckon you go for it, make it 40 to 4, and then it's just the 6 converted tries the difference. So I think that's the play here. I think get the penalty, take the 2, maybe go for a 2-point field goal. And then it's only the 6 converted tries the difference. Now, you do have a bit of a worry right now that you might be going below the Rabbitohs before they even play on Sunday, and you had an advantage of about 50. But let's not think about that for the time being. Let's not even put that into our heads. Pretend we didn't even hear that part. On a real level, it's only 6 converted tries and a 2-point field goal away. Hunt says we're coming. I tell you what, Jay just messaged me and just said that he's boarding the house up. Jay Fumos, is that the pizza delivery guy, Jay? Don't talk about pizza. I want a pizza right now, but I can't have pizza. Deary me. So Katoa down to the corner. Not that I would think Thailand would be great for pizza. I did have a Tom Young pizza when I was in Bangkok, but that was before I did my fitness thing. Max Plath comes up the field here. Or 38 1-pointers. Never see Seb, you can't really do that. 38 is getting a little bit too crazy. I would say 34 would be the max that I'd be looking at. 38 is getting a little bit too crazy. We're a very serious channel here, Seb Watson, so you've got to start really clicking on and using the old noggin. 38 is pretty crazy. I have seen Adam Reynolds kick 3 field goals before for the Rabbitohs. It was against the Dragons. It was against the Dragons when Reynolds kicked those 3 field goals. But like I could see maybe another 31. Maybe you shouldn't have brought up the field goal thing there, Seb, because we've just reminded the Dragons fans about a finals game in like 2018 or something, where Reynolds actually beat them. They're down 12 to what were they? I think they were up 11-10 the Rabbitohs, and then it was a penalty. And the Dragons went up to 12-11, and the Rabbitohs kicked a field goal to make it 12-12, and then it was 13-12 to the Rabbitohs. Adam Reynolds kicked 3 field goals, so just times that by 10. And we're getting close. Fino's boy needs to go. He's terrible. Well, we've come to the realization now, but he did tell us that they were a very underrated halves pairing, him and Ilias. Very underrated halves pairing. Already had a feed. I haven't had my dinner yet. I'm very hungry. Very hungry. Dolphins ball at 35. 30 minutes to go here of this extremely exciting game here. Hit that like button and subscribe. Best wishes to Jay Hayes in the chat. I hope he's here for the Sharks and Warriors and the Titans and Broncos game tomorrow. We are going to need him for the Titans Broncos game tomorrow. That's out in the full. That's good work there from the Dragons. Wow. Nate's not a fan of him or Ilias. But Flanagan did say they're underrated. Screw the field goals, only 19 PATs. That's very Patriots thought process there, Mitchell. Didn't realise you were a Patriots fan. It's all Elise fault. Who's Elise, Brenton? Are you thinking about Elaine from Seinfeld, or are you saying like Lachlan Elias? 6 again for the Dragons. Here we go. Here's the penalty chance right now, Nate. Come on. Let's see this penalty. Or let's start the field goals off. You only need 38 of them. I think that's a bit out of the equation, but 38 is on the cards. Dragons. Damien Cook taken down to the 20. Casey says 40 points. It's not looking pretty for the Dragons, but the 2 does bring it so that they're not down by 40. Do you think maybe, hold on one second here, Dragons will actually catch the ball. Wow, 4 tackle at 5. Do you think maybe that Hunt might be Ben Hunt, and you've mentioned about Ben Hunt dropping the ball in 2015, and maybe that's where you've pissed him off here, Jay? Because that might be the potential. Flanagan, over the top, chance the Dragons. No, Damien Cook cuts it back to the inside, 5 metres out, fit tackle. Maybe that could be the shout here, Jay. Leilua Gives it to King Tagia, who kicks it up into the air. And Jack Bostock will drop the ball and knock on. So here's your chance again, Nath. Brenton says, good thing you live in China, Jay. CCP has your back. I genuinely am starting to think that this might be Ben Hunt. Allegedly. Cook at centre, that'll do me. Oh, is Cook actually playing centre right now? I haven't even noticed. I'm watching the game, but I'm also not watching the game at this point. We have a half an hour, guys. There is 30 minutes to go, and it's 40-2. We have half an hour left of this game. There's not 5 minutes left. There's not a couple of minutes left. We're not waiting for the timer and complaining about a challenge being made in the last 4 minutes. We are waiting for the next 27 minutes of this game to finish, and it's 40-2. The Dragons are back within the Rabbitohs range now. That's how bad of a score this is. And they led the Rabbitohs by 61 points coming into this game. 61. Oh, it's a knock-on from St. George. Dolphins ball at 10. Nalad To'o on top. I do love To'o. But I'm starting to get the Western Sydney picture here. I'll be 40 when this game ends. Hey, well, the Dolphins are already there, mate. So, Dolphins are actually older than you. Because if you're 40 when the game ends, then you're not 40 yet. Dolphins are 40 already. So, Dolphins are actually older than you. Langer Borsak says, I wasn't paying attention to the game. 27 minutes left and it's 42. What the hell? Yeah, no, it's really exciting stuff. It's exciting. It's exhilarating. You know when the most fun we've had on stream is Jay having his dogs threatened, even though I don't think he has dogs. And the most exciting thing was actually learning about Australian culture. That probably the game hasn't been that great. You got me there, Blazers. You always do. You know, it's good fun. It's good fun to watch 40-20s from the Dolphins. Can we just fuck this game off already? Oh, the Dolphins got a 40-20s. They're going to be on the attack again. Could we actually see a slammer? Could we actually see a 60 slammer here? Could we actually see a 60 slammer? Kieran Douglas says, needs 7 points for the over to hit. Hello from Ireland. Get around you all the way over there in the Irish land, in Ireland. I can't do an Irish accent, but I'm sure that I could do a better job at an Irish accent than the Dragons can do at playing footy right now. You are going to hit the over, mate. The Dolphins are going to hit like 20 more points than that themselves. Sione Arsambo says 40-2 is lovely. Yeah, if you're a Dolphins fan, you'd be really enjoying this match. If you're a neutral, you're trying to figure out what is life right now. Hamisa gets away from one. And taking down 10 metres out. What's with the fin gesture? Are they calling themselves... So the Dolphins now 5 metres away, 4 tackle. If you don't give up 50 here, Dragons, take it as a win. Marshall King, there'll be 6 again here for the Dolphins. So 1 metre out from the line, first tackle. He does have the mic, Jared. I do have the mic. This is what this is. This isn't just a replica of something from the movie Mission Impossible. It is actually a microphone that I do get to talk into. Out to Kurt Donahue. It's like a toe. Okay. We are young, but we are many. Dragons might give up 70 tonight. I think it's time to look at thee. Every position on the field. Robert Smith says, listening along from the USA. I'm so sorry, Robert, that you are listening along from USA to watch this absolute dribble of a match right now. So if this is the one game you've decided to watch here, Robert, I apologize, and I'm deeply sympathetic and empathetic that you have to watch whatever the fuck we're watching right now. Halftime wager of Dolphins minus 30.5 looking mighty solid. It's looking alright, but the only issue here, and Nate will tell you this himself, The only issue is that 2-point penalty that the Dragons took in the first 3 minutes of the game. We are sorry here. Look, I speak on behalf of Australia. I speak on behalf of Australia here, Robert, and I say we apologise that you're watching this game. We apologise. Okay, Sahan, like if you want to have a crack at like regulars like Jay and stuff, he can handle himself, but like don't do that. You know you're gonna have your comment removed for that. But it's funny when it's like Jay. It's funny when it's Jay. You know what? Have a crack at Brenton. Have a crack at Brenton at this point. Yeah, but Robert, you're looking pretty good for your for your minus 30.5. The Dolphins are also looking pretty good to put me to sleep during the stream. Is this the worst NRL stream of all time? No, because we've had a little bit of entertainment with Jay and his friends, but they missed a conversion. Nate, that penalty that's taken it down to a 42-point game. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. 7 converted tries. Wipe away the 2 points now. You don't have to think about that. Forget the penalty. Forget the 2-point field goal. 7 converted tries. That's it. You've got an easy target to chase down now. 7. Not 7 converted tries and a penalty. Just 7 converted tries. This is why you take the 2, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you take the 2. Now, just a reminder not to think about it, but you are about 13 points away from dropping below the Rabbitohs when you did have... No, sorry, you're not. No, actually, I'm lying here. 42 points. You're actually 19 points away from dropping below the Rabbitohs. Don't think about it. Like I said, don't think about that at all, the 19 points, even though you led by 61 points going this game over the Rabbitohs. Don't think about that. But you are 19 points away from potentially dropping below the Rabbitohs. But we'll come to that later. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Third tackle now at 30. Turned my welfare into warfare tonight. Oh no, Dragons. It's Katoa. And then they go to the right. By the way, the Dolphins have a better points differential than the Dogs and the Raiders right now. Just a reminder to everybody. The Dolphins currently have the second best points differential in the competition. Just to let everyone know. They were 0-4 at the start of the season. And they have a better points differential. Oh no. Both stocks. Brenton, I don't think Nathan's going to be happy that you've told me to refresh the scoreboard. I don't think Brenton's going to be happy that you've just told me to refresh the scoreboard. Okay, Dragons. Okay, no, this is time. It's time over here. I need it to be the same size. Now let's just move this fraud alert down here. They are going to drop off after this game though, so don't get too excited that you're going to see that for a long time here. But unfortunately, Dragons fans, you are not only on fraud alert, but you're on get off my screen alert. So it is currently 48-2 with the kid to come. Get ready to drop the Fitty Bomb gift. But then again, there's not many members here right now. But if you are a member, get ready to drop the Fitty Bomb gift because they are about to hit Fitty Bomb. Fitty Bomb. But hopefully he misses this here, Nath. No, he got the kick. So I'm going to do the saddest Fitty Bomb of all time. Fitty Bomb. Fitty Bomb. Fitty Bomb. Fitty Bomb. It's only 50 points. Welcome back to the Dribbler Brigade. Fitty Bomb. Fitty Bomb. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Fitty Bomb. Fitty Bomb. Fitty Bomb. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. I hope I took you through a range of emotions there. Range of emotions of sadness, deep sorrow, but also excitement and great enthusiasm on behalf of the Dolphins. Big kicker here, man. 20 minutes to go here of the game. It's only 50-2, which means that the Dragons do need 8 converted tries. Sorry, I shouldn't lie to you. But it's, yeah, well, Okay, Bales, we don't do Diddy bombs here. We do Fitty bombs here, mate. We don't do Diddy bombs here. Oh, boy. Robert Smith, that's exactly right. Fifth tackle, fourth tackle, I get the offload away. Okay, Dragons, can we please pretend to be a footy team just for 2 seconds here? Because the Dolphins are breaking away left, right, and centre. And that's going to be over the sideline. That is the best version of a Dragons team I've seen all day. Someone give Nath a ciggy. Nath, whether you're a smoker or not, I think this game's probably turned the tides. Never encourage cigarettes, but I can encourage you on a herbal inhaler. Olivia says we all go to the wrong party sometimes. Don't think I'm going to be going to the Diddy party, but each to their own. Not my cup of tea, personally. Third tackle now at the 45. Brocky says throw the towel in Dragons. So, Brocky, the issue with your comment is that it's 48 points and a Fitty bomb has been reached. I think the towel was thrown after they got the 2-point penalty. I think they think that the game lasted for 3 minutes. The towel has been in. They've actually tried to throw plenty of towels in. But unfortunately, the referee hasn't seen the 343 towels that the Dragons staff and medical staff have tried to throw onto the field. Unfortunately for the Dragons as well, Grass McGrath is playing some pretty alright footy here tonight. Pretty alright footy. And that's not a good sign for the Dragons, but for the Dolphins, they've really held Grass McGrath at bay here. Max Walton says, Dragons now have the potential... No, I don't know, you're English. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, luckily it's a knock-on from the Dolphins, for gosh sake. Okay, let me try and piece this together in English and not Mandarin. Max Watson says, Dragons now have the potential to be the first team to... Okay, don't worry, I got there in the end. Dragons now have the potential to be the first team to win the comp after conceding 50 points in the regular season. That is true, but also they join an illustrious brigade of teams named the Gold Coast Titans and the Parramatta Eels, the West Tigers, which are teams that everyone they're well renowned. So, Robert Smith, Robert here from America, he knows about those teams and their illustrious behaviour when it comes to the NRL. So they've joined that brigade. So it's you might be right. You might be right. Grass McGrath stating their case to be the 15th immortal. Oh, we've immortalised Grass McGrath already. The Knights have proven that time and time again. But luckily, they were able to remove Grass McGrath in the second half yesterday, which was very important. Third tackle. Dragons here! Oh my gosh. Last try wins as always. Last try wins as always. Fourth tackle now for the Dragons. Flanagan, Kington Gia, Damien Cook, Valentine Holmes! Last try wins. Last try wins. Last try. Last try. Last try wins. Here we come. Here we come, Dragons fans. What is it? It's 50-6. 16 minutes to go. If you get this conversion and make it 50-8, 14, 20, 26, 32, 38, 44, 50. That's 7 converted tries. It's not 8 anymore. Now, that's a good sign for the Dragons because they did take that penalty, but it's important they get the kick here because if they get the kick here, it's 7 converted tries. If they miss the kick, unfortunately, it's not a good sign for them. Jack and Neil says, currently have constipation. This is where the stream's at. This is how this game is right now. We've got someone commenting about how they've got constipation. Need whatever laxatives the Dragons took at 2-0 before they shut the bed. Nath, I want to come back to you and I want to check in. Are you still... Actually, I think it comes down to this conversion right here, whether you're happy with the 2 or not. All right, Val Holmes here from the wing. He will he's hit the post, Nath. No, this isn't good, Nath. This isn't good. It's now... Oh, Nath, no. No, it's 44 points. No, it's 44 points, Nate. That means you now need 7 converted tries and a penalty. No, it's not lucky you took the 2, Nate. Missing that 2, just missing the conversion, now makes it 44 points. But at least it's not 46. At least it's not 46. KJH Sports says, who do you think are the top 3 premiership contenders? Well, outside of the Titans, the Dragons, and the Manly Seagulls right now, I would probably take the Raiders, the Storm, and maybe the Doggy Dogs. But, like, that's the top 3, and there's a reason why they're top 3. You know, it's bad when the bomb viewers are taking the piss. We can bring them back in line very quickly. We'll just talk about their weather again. Third tackle now at the 25. Jazz, props to the Dolphins. I think this is the first time they've put 50 points on the team. Is that true? This is a very serious channel. Dragons! Oh, I nearly got a... Oh, okay. Okay, Gutherson. He's tried to offload the ball at the back, and instead it has gone not... So, the Dragons are running away from the Caxton Street, so which means that when you offload the ball, it has to go back towards Caxton Street, but it has gone towards Milton Street Station. It has gone towards Milton Station. And that is not exactly how you play rugby league. But just a reminder, we still have 14 minutes to go this game. Now, the benefit to that try, and this actually is a benefit, is that you won't go below the Rabbitohs tonight because you would need to concede another 18 points here, Dragons. And if you concede 18 points in the next 13 minutes, I'm flipping my computer. Mitchell says, we've already seen one choke today, another one is coming. Well, if Guther had got that ball back, it would have been interesting. Robert said he might have figured he already made the conversion. Board already read 6. Yeah, no. So what you're forgetting here, Robert, is that the Dragons took the 2 in the first 3 minutes of this game, which put them in front in the lead. So the reason why it was 6 is because that 2 points plus the try made it 6. So they would have been on 8 if they got the kick, which would have put them back in the game. But unfortunately, they missed the kick, so they're not back in the game. Nicarima, short ball here. Now 4 metres out from the line for the Dolphins. They haven't been down here much tonight. Lika Halisima or Leo Thompson. 2 very different players here, local YouTuber. 2 very different positions. One's a front rower and one's a back rower. But very different kind of positional players who play very different style games. Right this very second, I'm taking Leo based off experience. But Halisima has a great future ahead of him. And that's a knock on there from the Dolphins. 12.5 minutes to go of this absolute triple first. The weather will put them back in line. Exactly right, Brenton. It was very good defence, Nath. Very good defence from the Dragons. KJ Sports, do you think we can win in Perth for game 2? I know we win in Perth in game 2, mate. Do I need to say any more? Queensland versus New South Wales. Game 2. New South Wales won game 1. But the issue is, had the Dolphins of Queensland played the Dragons of New South Wales by that point yet? And the answer is no. The answer is no. And now that we've seen what a Queensland team does to a New South Wales team, we understand very well, we understand very gratuitously that Queensland are clearly the dominant team right now. You know, and look, tomorrow, Queensland will win again. Titans play the Broncos. There can't be a loser out of that game. So, you know... we don't claim the Cowboys today. Luckily, that's not New South Wales, though. And Melbourne, we do actually attribute with Queensland. So Queensland have already won 2 games so far. And then a Queensland team will win tomorrow. And there's only 3 games with Queensland teams this week. So what I would digest from all of that mathematician statistically on BKR Mathematicians YouTube channel is that Queensland will win game 2. And if anybody has any disagreements with that, please prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. Nicarima, he'll get this ball now to the 40 through Lemielu. Oh, that's a drop ball. Goes backwards, though. Isaiah Katoa. He will go down at the 33. But please, if someone has anything to go against the stats that I just read out, let me know. And up it goes even the Dragons, and it will be Dolphins ball from a Dragons knock on. So 15 metres out. Dolphins with the ball. 10 minutes to go in the game. And the Dragons going to challenge this. This is a good challenge because it will bring them back into the game if it's successfully from the Dragons. If the Dragons successfully challenge this, they will be back in the game. They need this to be successful. Jack O'Neill's dropping more statistics than Anthony Seibold. Well, Seibold's who I actually look up to. I do look up to Anthony Seibold. 10 minutes to go, how good. I'm really glad this game goes for 80 minutes. That's a knock on there from Hamiso, by the way. So Hamiso knock on, the back in, Dragons. Cheers to you, Dragons fans. You're back in, baby. You're back in. You're back in. Well done, Dragons. Jack O'Neill says, I'd look up to any man that got out of the Broncos too. Exactly right. Well, Seibold's a very good coach. Very, very good coach. Considering he left the Broncos for bigger and better things at Manly. Now, forget about their 16-0 choke yesterday to a team that's only scored 159 points through 13 rounds. Forget that just for a second. Let's just pretend that doesn't exist for a second. He's a very good coach just without that. But if you include that, you're probably thinking a bit questionable as a coach. Seb Watson says, it is disappointing that the Dragons can't win the comp. I thought they had a great chance. Mate, they were all over it. They were all over it. It's really sad to see this destruction of the St. George Illawarra Football Club. Olivia says, are you going to go breathe in your inhaler after this? I think I need it now, to be fair. Because we've got 10 minutes left here of this game. We've got 10 minutes left here. We've got 10 minutes left. Olivia, did you actually pay to go and watch this game? Did you actually pay to go inside the stadium? Did you actually make your way out of your living room, out of your bedroom, onto a train or a car or whatever, and actually take time out of your day to go and watch this game? I got free tickets. Ask for a refund, Olivia. Ask for a refund. Forward tackle now for the Dolphins, the 40. What about Molo, the Grub? Says he couldn't play for us because of mental health, yet here he is playing for the... Oh, I'm not going to get into this on Men's Mental Health Month. I understand your comment. So, fit tackle. Yeah, I hope she scalped them too, Jay. I hope that she went to the game, is outside Suncorp Stadium right now, and scalped the tickets. That's an idea. Those inhalers are addictive. Yeah, when I leave Thailand, I'm going to miss them. Can you even get them overseas? Surely you could get these like overseas. Surely something in Australia has them. Jack O'Neill says, coaching Mount Rushmore, excluding Thursday, the 5th of June, 2025. Wayne Bennett, Jack Gibson, Anthony Seibold, and Craig Bellamy sounds about right to me. Does sound about right to me. Trent Barrett's clearly missing there, however. A knock on from the Dragons, by the way. Haven't heard that much tonight. Grace McGrice having a great game. Dragons on the field. I would say that the coaching resume of a Manly Seagulls, Parramatta Eels, Canterbury Bulldogs, and Brisbane Broncos legend Trent Barrett, I think that his resume has to be welcomed in with that one. It's a bit disappointing you've forgotten his name, to be fair. Livy says, because my dad's foster kid ran out with the Dolphins through one of their sponsor foundations. That's right. That's why some of us are wearing purple hats. I haven't watched this game enough to look for the hats, to be fair, Olivia. Heavy Farmworth now at the 20. But you're glad. Seb Watson, you've slapped Olivia with that. That's a good one from you. Olivia, you can feel free to get into him. That's sneaky from Seb. Wow. Gonna punch Olivia while she's down. Very English. So second tackle now at the 10. I'll be here tomorrow too. How good? 2 wins for Queensland. 3 wins for Queensland because the Melbourne Storm are also included as Queensland thanks to Cameron Smith, Billy Slater, Greg Inglis, Cooper Cronk. That's a bit too much money there with those guys. I don't know how they had all them. Surely there wasn't any salary cap complaints about that. Jared Fumman says, where is Anthony Griffin in your Mount Rushmore? No, he doesn't make it. We're going to be serious on this channel, Jared. He doesn't have the resume that Trent Barrett has. Get a grip of yourself, Jared. Get a grip. Dolphins here, 5 metres out. Nicarima into the corner. And Dragons ball here at the 3. If we're including Trent Barrett, surely Steve Georgalis gets a look in. Jack, this is a very serious channel. I'm seriously putting Trent Barrett in one of the greatest coaches of all time. Look at his statistics. You don't get signed by 4 clubs as a coach, as a part of the coaching department. I forgot about his work at Penrith. You don't get signed with Panthers, with Manly, with the Parramatta Squeals, with the Brisbane Broncos, if you're not a fantastic coach. Like, why else would you get all these gigs? Cryptic says, logically and mathematically speaking, can the Titans make the 8 still? Don't worry about it performance-wise. Mathematically, the North Sydney Bears can still make the 8, mate. Mathematically. Mathematically, Cumberland can still make the 8. We're in round 14. There's no team that's mathematically out of the equation until like round 21 onwards. Or round 20 onwards. Claiming a win before the game is even played, yikes. Well, is she wrong? Olivia is saying that there'll be 2 wins for Queensland. The Dolphins are a Queensland team and the Broncos play the Titans, and both those teams are Queensland, so Queensland will win. Queensland will actually be undefeated this weekend. Because we only look at the wins. We don't look at the losses. And Melbourne Storm, they wipe out the Cowboys because, again, the Queensland connection. So that's 1 win there. And then the Dolphins beat the Dragons here, and they beat New South Wales too, which is a testament to game 2. That's 2 wins there. And then a Queensland team will win tomorrow. So that's 3 wins out of 3. 3 games involving Queensland teams, and 3 teams won. Jared says, Trent Barrett walked so that Ciraldo could run with the Bulldogs. I agree. Isaiah Katoa now fit tackle, puts it into the air. Delfin! Knock on Dragons. 6 again. No, it's a penalty to the Dragons. Knock on No, it's a penalty. They're going to challenge this. They're going to waste our time. You're going to waste our time, are you, Dolphins? You're up 50-6 and you need a captain's challenge, do you? You need a captain's challenge here, do you? Dolphins up 50-6? Is that right? Is that what we're doing? This is a struggle to get through this stream, man. Dazmate says, what the shit piss is this? Dazmate, you have missed a stream. And when I genuinely mean it, I mean you've missed a stream. You've had Jay getting threatened. Like Jay, we had people threatening to get him and his dogs. We had multiple people actually doing that. We learnt about Western Sydney culture. We learnt that the Dragons are absolutely spuds. We were talking about Trent Barrett being one of the greatest coaches of all time, and that was a real conversation because obviously, how could you not? Him and Anthony Seibold are really up there. You've missed out on a lot. You know, genuine threats too. Exactly right. You've missed out on me spilling Coke Zero on my shirt. I had to change my shirt. And you also missed out on me getting a Coke Zero down at the hotel lobby for a good 10-15 minutes. So, and a great story about the elevator taking too long. So, Daz, you've missed out on a show here today. You've missed out on a show and a Fitty Bomb as well. You missed out on a show. We're thinking about taking it to Times Square, to Broadway. That's what we're thinking about doing next time. Dragons with the ball here at the 50. And we're still, after all that, waiting for the $50 donation from Ramo's Adventures for Hamiso scoring his try. Dazmate says, the one time I have to work a night shift at the Muppet Factory. And the funniest thing about all that was, Daz, is that all of that happened. Everything I just said did happen. Dragons now to Gutho. Gutho underneath to Luciano Leilua. And out of all of this, from the entire 80 minutes of this game, Gutho! Kicks it through, and it's going to be a dropout. Out of everything I just mentioned, Daz, inclusive of the last game, the most surprising thing that I found out today is that you have a job. It's the most surprising thing, Daz. Daz, mate, member for 2 months is Cole Flanagan as a flog? No, he's underrated. Jay says, I got 2 blokes out front with shoulder-mounted rocket launchers pointed at my house. You missed a little bit, Daz, you did. We had a serious debate about Georgalis versus Barrett as the GOAT coach. It's a discussion that needed to be had, though. And Dragons get the ball at 15. I did say last try wins. And right now, the Dragons are primed for it. First tackle for the Dragons, 10 metres out. Even crazy thing is I have 2. Daz, you're a Dogs fan. Don't be silly. Jack de Belin. Oh, to Laurie. Oh, this is Showtime Dragons. But it is a knock-on against the Dragons. Oh, yeah, no, Daz, this is an important question. So Brenton is going to a 90s-themed costume party this weekend, and we had a discussion about what he should wear. This is a serious conversation. So we've come down to 3 options here. This was the discussion. We've come down to 3 options. So we've got Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman. We've got Trinity from The Matrix. And we also went with Cameron Diaz from There's Something About Mary, you know, when with the hair filter. What would your suggestion? Oh no, sorry, we also forgot Fran Drescher from The Nanny. So there's 4 options there, Daz. You get to choose. Okay, part-time kebab eater isn't a 90s rock icon. That's more 80s, mate. That's more 80s. Come on. Trinity with a mullet was actually the option there. No, the Dragons are winning, Jared. It's last try wins. So the Dragons are currently in 10th. If they're 17 points better than the Rabbitohs right now. Jason's why are we cross-dressing? It's just how the cookie crumbles, mate. Don't judge. Out of the left-hand side, Herbie Farnworth, and he'll be at the 45 on the Dragons side of the field. Come on, Dragons. 2 minutes left for that comeback. Fire up. It's actually only 33 seconds left. Get with the time. Kate Nicarima, Isai Katoa. Then off to Jake Averillo. And Averillo just walking, just chilling. Gives it to... Oh, no, Dragons. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, adieu. To you. And you. And you. And you. And you. That says Fran Drescher from The Nanny. Well, it's 54-60 with the kid to come. Unfortunately, the Dragons, who were last try winners, now are not last try winners because the Dolphins have just scored a try. Brenton says Blaze could really pull one off of those options in Thailand. Yeah, but the thing is, Brenton, is that it's not really my kind of deal. Like, if I was to dress up as something from the 90s, no, I probably would go as Cameron Diaz from There's Something About Mary. Who? Jared Choice is stuck on that, Dragons. I think they're sucking on plenty right now. Jay says Dragons will sleep well tonight. Probably the best sleep they're going to have in a long time. Yeah, unfortunately that seals it, Jack. Everyone was talking about the nice Manly game of last night. The better game to watch was actually Dolphins-Dragons. Because it was last try wins and the Dolphins stole it in the last seconds. Still wait for the conversion. And they haven't made it. So unfortunately, Nath, the game is finished. It's 56-6 to the Dolphins as the final score. That's a 50-point score line. Luckily, you're still 11 points ahead of the Rabbitohs there, points differential-wise. The 2 points was massive. The Dragons did lead for a good, 5 minutes or so. The Dragons did lead this game in the first 2 minutes. Well, they actually led for 8 minutes, which is really impressive stuff here from St. George. They led for 8 minutes before Herbie Farnworth broke over for a try. Now, Herbie Farnworth did score 2 tries tonight. Tabuai-Fidow also scored 2 tries. Isako also scored 2 tries. Lemielu, he also scored 2 tries. And Bostock and Nicarima both shared 1. So really disappointing stuff from there from Bostock and Nicarima only getting 1, whilst everybody else, every Tom, Dick and Harry got 2 tries. But, you know, you live and you learn. Maybe next time, instead of taking the 2 points, you take the 2 points. I think it was still the right option. Yeah, lucky they got the 2, absolutely. And Ramo is $100. Exactly right. But all right, guys, that was a fantastic Broadway musical today here on the stream. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We do have a big day tomorrow, which is Sharks vs Warriors. We'll be live for, and also the Titans versus the Broncos, which God help me for. If today's stream chat was anything to go by, in a Dolphins-Dragons game, God help us during a Titans versus Broncos game here at Suncorp Stadium. But at least a Queensland team will win. I appreciate you as usual. Thumbs up, subscribe. That was fantastic to watch, really enthralling. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Stay safe tonight, Jay. See ya. Big fraud alert. Massive fraud alert. Massive.